welcome back to my channel. Welcome to this reading vlog. I'm seeing how much I can read realistically in a week. I've never done this before. I've never actually even count how many pages I read in a day, let alone how many pages I can read in a week. So that's what we're doing this week. I don't have a set TBR for this week, but I did went to my library and I checked out a lot of books. So I feel like I'm gonna read all the books that I've checked out from the library because very soon I have to return them. And then I was just like, what's a perfect time for me to read all of them in one video? Well, most of them, because I actually do borrow a lot of books when I go to the library. But I want to do like how much time I spent reading in a week, and I also want to see how many pages I read in a week. I actually want to set a timer every time I'm reading and see like if I spend 2 hours reading, 3 hours reading, how many, like however long I spend reading, and we're also gonna count how many pages I read in a week. So I feel like it's going to be really fun. Today is Saturday and I want to go for 7 days, so we going to end this Friday. But I'm quite excited. However though, I'm actually filming another reading vlog and I have this book. I have like less than 100 pages left of Hadley's Hunter that I have to finish. But with this video, I've been debating whether or not I want to do like a mystery or a thriller. I've been in the mood. I don't know if it's because I know fall is right around the corner, so I'm like in the mood for thriller, mystery, and all of that. But I also don't want to read romance. If you watch my last video, then you know how much I'm not in the mood to read any romance at the moment. So I either want to do a mystery or like a thriller. But I read the synopsis of this earlier and it just sounds so good and it's reminding me of a movie, and I'm like, I think I want to read this first. I feel like it's calling my name. I truly feel like it's calling my name because the synopsis had me and I was like, I definitely want to check this out. Evie has everything a nice southern girl could want: a boyfriend, a house with a white picket fence, a tight group of friends. The only catch, Evie does not exist. And I think she's like a hate woman, and the person she's currently with, like the boyfriend, like the MMC, is actually her target. So I feel like I must start with that one. I feel like I fear I must start with this. Hi guys, it is Tuesday morning. Yeah, it's 11:40. We have not talked since Saturday. I think the last time I picked up the camera and talked was like Saturday when like I did the intro. We haven't talked and it's now Tuesday. I think I mentioned before that I'm like severely anemic, so sometimes I wake up and I think, oh my god, I can do literally absolutely completely everything that I want to do. Some days I wake up and I think, man, everything got a thing on me. And other days, like the past 2 days, I wake up and I think I got stepped on by Bigfoot. So because of that, I just have not picked up the camera. Like Saturday I read, oh, we have to talk about how many pages, but Saturday I read, but like Sunday I thought I'll be able to come on camera and like talk to you guys and see like how many pages I read. No. I wasn't feeling my best, and also I barely read on Sunday, so I wasn't expecting for me to read anything. I just wanted to tell you guys like how many pages I read Saturday, and then I was like, oh, I'll just do it on Monday. Like I woke up and I'm like, I just can't do a thing. Like I woke up and it was like a routine almost. Like I know what I had to do, but like deep inside I was crying because every bones in my body were just hurting. It was a painful Sunday. Not Sunday, yesterday, Monday. But then yesterday night I felt better and I started reading and I made it to 117. But the pages that we read so far, so Saturday I read 44 pages and the time spent reading was 55 minutes and 49 seconds. I don't know why I put the seconds, but I did. And Sunday, like I said, didn't spend time reading, didn't read. On Monday night, yesterday, I read 73 pages in 2 hours and 19 minutes. You guys, I have never felt so humbled. Like this morning when I was counting everything, I was like, why did I think I could read 100 pages in like 1 hour? And I felt so humbled. I was like, oh my God, 2 hours and 19 minutes. I've read 77 pages. So I was literally laughing at myself. So that means so far I have read for 3 hours and 15 minutes over both like the 2 days. But so here's the thing. It's not like I don't love this book. It's more like I'm not attached to the book. I'm not attached at all. Like I woke up this morning, I'm like, oh yeah, like should I just like step first? I was like, I think I'm gonna just scrap this video. I don't think I'm doing it, because I was like, well, like I haven't even picked up the camera for 2 days. This is okay, this is fine. And I was like, oh, I'm filming it. How much can I read realistically in a week? So yeah, that is as realistic we can get, honestly, because that's always me struggling with minding me up. But like this book, I'm not attached to it at all, and I thought that I would be like enjoying, like I'm enjoying it, like I want to know what happens, like I want to follow the plot, but like there's not a character in here that I'm like emotionally attached to. Our FMC, first of all, I think I said she was a hit woman. She's not. She's a like a professional thief, almost like a liar, like a professional thief, right? But I think because I read the synopsis, I was like, oh, she's like a CIA something. She's not. But I think because I read the synopsis, it literally says when she's given a name and location by her mysterious boss, Mr. Smith, she learns everything there is to know about the town and the people in it. And then the mark, which is like our MMC. So I just read the synopsis and I was like, oh, like she's a CIA, she's like FBI or a hit woman, because in movies that's basically like everything. But then like once we like start reading the book, you realize no, she's like thieving for these people. But we're following our main character, Evie Potter. From the first page, was really interesting, and that's when I was like, oh my God, I think I really am going to like it. Like I want to know, I'm curious about the plot, I want to know what's going to happen. I just don't feel any connection to any of the characters. Like I don't feel a connection to our FMC. And from the first chapter, she's like throwing this like dinner party at her boyfriend's house to like meet his like closest friend, right? And she's at this dinner and she's sitting there, and his friends are asking her a lot of questions, and you can see that she's very like reserved. She's like answering the questions like with like one line. She's giving them almost nothing. Like, where are you from? A small town. Like, what's this? And like, oh, like Evie, that's an interesting name. I was named after my grandmother, type of like answers. So you were just like intrigued to know her and all of that. And then also in the first chapter, like one of the like Ryan's friend, the MFC names is Ryan, one of Ryan's friend was just like, oh, like how'd you guys meet? And she's explaining, like she's like, oh yeah, he like fixed my flat tire. And then the friend was like, oh, like I wouldn't be shocked if we find out that he did something to a flat tire to meet you. And then she said something that if this was my book, I would have like highlighted, because that was really funny. And that's when we learned like how much she's been following our MMC around. Like she's like, is it amusing to know that anybody, any person can go to like a certain length to like follow a person, to know everything about this person, what they do on Thursdays, how they look at certain people, what pump gas like do they use on Thursday, all of this, and like what location to be at a certain day so you guys could meet. Isn't it amusing to know anyone could do that? And I promise you, on Saturdays, that first chapter had me like, oh, I'm going to love this. It's so interesting, because I don't love thriller. Like I've said before, I hate thriller. Anything that's going to like have like horror type of thing, but I love a mystery thriller. Does that make sense? Like I don't like horror, but I love mystery type of thing. And I was like, oh, I'm going to love this. I'm going to enjoy it. I'm going to literally live for this. And we started reading it, and I was like, okay, enjoying it, because at the end of the chapter, Ryan, her boyfriend, asked her to move in, which is what she wants, obviously. So she ended up moving in like with Ryan, and that's when we learned that Ryan knows like nothing about this girl, like does not know her real name, obviously. Ryan doesn't know a thing about her, which is like why I'm like, I keep reading, because I'm like, this is so interesting. Like, how is this going to end? Will Ryan find out? Like, will he forgive her? Will they go head and head? Will they be fighting or something like that? Because I'm like, that is so interesting. This is so intriguing. Like I want to know how this is ending, but like I can't, like if I stop reading it right now, I can't say I'm going to miss it. You know what I mean? Like I can't say like it's something that I'm gonna like constantly think about. It's more of a book I'm like, oh, I wish I know how it ended, but then I'll like quickly move on. And also what is really interesting is the fact that the people that sent her, like the big boss that sent her, also is playing with her right now. I don't think that's, I'm hoping that's not like me spoiling it, but while she was at this other like party, like get together with Ryan, we met this other woman that's basically like a con artist also, because that woman, we learn, is now using our main character real identity. Isn't that insane? Isn't that crazy? Like her mysterious boss, we don't know her best. We don't know literally nothing about like the people that she worked with, and she also don't know anything about them. She just gets a name, a town, everything, and she goes there and she like do her thing. But the people that she works for is basically like testing her, and they sent a woman that looks like exactly like her. They did the background like exactly like her, and that woman has her real name, her real age, her real backstory, absolutely completely everything. And so now I'm like very curious to know what happened. Like I'm curious, I'm like sitting now, as I'm talking about it, maybe I'm more attached than I thought. Maybe I'm more attached because I was like, oh, I'm actually not attached. But now talking about it loud, I'm like, oh, I'm actually more attached than I am. I have to finish it. Like I think today, because it's a what, like 11:50 actually, 11:50. So I feel like I can read a good part of it because I'm home today. My husband's out on call, so like whenever he comes, like I'll just like do dinner, and then after dinner I'll just like pick it up again. So I feel like we might be able to finish it today. I feel like we might be able to finish it today. But yeah, I'm more attached than I thought, because I didn't think I was that attached, because now I'm like, well, we want to know who is this person that's like using her real life story. We also want to know, does Ryan find out? We also want to know how Ryan finds out, and does he forgives her? We're starting a timer with 2 hours and 28 minutes. You know what I want to know? I want to know if the other woman that's like using her identity know that this is the real her. Does that make sense? I think it makes sense. I don't know. But it's one thing I want at the moment.
I can feel it. The breeze brings goosebumps to my skin. Tonight the whiskey feels stronger. Gasoline on hidden desires.
So here's the thing. I just stopped my timer, but here's the thing. I honestly feel like this is my fault. I feel like I read snaps. I have moved, by the way. I know I'm in the same spot that I was from the check-in earlier. I promise I moved. I was on my couch. I was over there. I was absolutely everywhere. Just that this is where I like to do check-in apparently. But I think it's my fault why I feel why I'm not enjoying this as much. And I think it's because when I read the synopsis, I thought that this was going to be intense. Like I was like, oh my god, I just know there's going to be a lot of like, you at the edge of your seat while you're reading it. I just thought like our FMC would be put into certain situation where us, the audience, the readers, will be like rooting for her and like be scared for her and all of that. And like so far, basically, no. And I don't know how to feel about it. Obviously it's my fault because I went in thinking like all of these things will happen, and now we're not getting it. So I was like, whose fault was it? Not the author, nobody but me. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, it's my fault. It's literally my fault. But I just wish this was like more action packed. Like obviously I wasn't expecting like an action movie. Like I just feel like I wish there was like suspense, like more suspense moment. You know what I mean? Because I'm really sitting here like, yeah, there's a mystery. Like there's a mystery, but it's not in like there's for sure mystery in there. There's a mystery. But when I tell you, it just seems like everything has been working out for her. It seems like I'm going to chapter 17, right? And honestly, I feel like I can actually finish it today. I didn't think I could, but like I thought I'll be struggling, but no, I think I can finish it tonight. But yeah, there's a mystery where it seems like the people that she's working with, mind you, like I said, she doesn't know her boss. Like his name is Mr. Smith. She never met Mr. Smith, and she just like I said, she received a name out of this and she goes to the name. Never met Mr. Smith, but it seems like the people that she works for, like Mr. Smith and like his people, are basically trying to get rid of her, it seems like, because like right now, let's say like the police knows a lot of things about her that only Mr. Smith and the people that she works for will know. So now we know there's a mystery, and we know that it seems like she's been playing like she's been playing with, like they're playing with her and all of that. But then that's that. And now I'm just like, okay. like I'm like, I don't know. I'm reading it, but I'm like, I don't know why I just like, it's my fault. Obviously it's my fault because I expected like tension and like suspense and all of that, but I'm just like, I don't know because like something just happened. We had a plot twist. We had like I think 2 plot twists, but I just wasn't like the first one. Honestly, no, the first one I was quite shocked of. I was like, oh, did not see that coming. But the second one, I was like, I saw this coming. Actually, I actually saw it coming. But now we're going to chapter 17, and I just read the first like sentence of chapter 17, and I'm like, it seems like everything is working her way, and I just don't want something to go her way, so I could be at the edge of my seat, so I could be like rooting and like praying for her to like get herself out of it, you know what I mean? But so far I'm like, I don't know, but I think this is going to be like my last check-in before I finish this. I don't think there's anything for me to say. I don't think there's anything else that I have to say, and I'm not trying to be rude. Like, if this is one of your favorite books, I'm not trying to be rude. I'm just not crazy for it. Like, I really am not crazy for it at all. Like, it's keeping my attention for now, but I don't know. But I have been reading it in total. The total time that I've been reading it is 3 hours and 52 minutes. Well, we could say 4 hours, but 3 hours and 52 minutes. And I think I can finish it. I'm so proud of me, you guys. I honestly think I can finish it. But we're going to read chapter 17. And I think I'm just going to talk to you guys like whenever I like finish it or something like that. One thing about me, it could be hot. It could be like 100 something outside. You will find me with a tea. Love tea. I truly do.
The fall is coming. I can feel.
Okay, so I finished it in 7 hours and 1 minute. Okay, so it took me longer than I wanted because I feel like I was cooking and I had to set a timer, like check on my cooking and then do this or that. But yeah, everything I said, like it's what I'm gonna stick with. I just it didn't stand out to me. I don't know, like the ending, and I like 100% sure, like I'm blaming myself because I feel like I read the synopsis and I was like, okay, this is what it's gonna be about, obviously, so it's my fault, obviously. But I just didn't. I was reading it and I was like, okay. And then like there were a couple of twists, like at the end there were a couple of twists, but like I kid you not, I saw 3 of them coming. I saw 3. Maybe they had me with like maybe 1 or 2, but I saw some of them coming. Like I saw who was the guy. I was like, I know who the guy is. I know who the boss is. Like, I was not shocked at all, even though they tried to throw me for a curveball. I was like, no. No, I don't know why I thought of the person, but I somehow had the strongest feeling. I was like, why do I feel is this specific person? I just knew it was. And then when we read it, I was like, okay, fine. And in the ending, I was like, you know what, the ending, I like was really excited to read the ending. And then we read the ending and he ended in a way I was not expecting at all, but not in a like great way. It was like in a way where I was just like, if he's this intelligent, there is no way this man will trust you. Like, I just feel like this wouldn't happen. Like, why would you want that? I know I'm talking in circle. I really know I'm talking in circle. I just didn't love it. It didn't stand out to me. It's a book I'll probably never think about again. But we read how many pages? Like Saturday we read 44 pages, and then Monday we read 73 pages. So 338 minus 44 minus 73, that was 221, and we finished it today. So we read 221 pages today. Yeah, I finished this book in 7 hours and 1 minute. We're just gonna say 7 hours. 7 hours. And yeah. Okay, so I borrowed a lot of books from the library, right? First one we have is this one, The Theory. I read The Silent Patient by Mr. Alex. I read the first one. Did not love it. I didn't love it, but I read the synopsis of this and I was like, that sounds quite interesting. So I borrowed it because I really want to read it, because I didn't love The Silent Patient, but I know I wanted to read more from him because I liked the writing. I just didn't love the twist and turn in The Silent Patient. But I saw this at my library and I was like, okay, I want to read this because I read the synopsis and it sounded really good. So we might do this. Also have The Nightingale by Kristin Hannah. Everyone has been reading Kristin Hannah. They're loving it. And I was supposed to read The Woman like a month ago, but I didn't have the time. I had to return my books from the library. So I returned that and then I picked this up. Or should we go for How to Solve Your Own Murder? Because it's quite interesting. Or should we go for this one? Because it's something I've never... It's like historical fiction. How many pages is that? We're going to start with The Nightingale by Kristin Hannah. I'm quite excited. I hope I like it as much as like everybody seems to love it. Okay, hi guys, it is Thursday and I'm currently in chapter 16. Yeah, chapter 16, page 162. I was telling my husband this morning that even though this is like a historical fiction, I have felt absolutely completely every emotions from this character in this book, because like this takes place in the in like 1939. Yeah, 1939 I believe. But 1939 in France, when the Nazi occupied France, obviously. So it's like it's a historical fiction, but obviously because we know that this happened, we just feel absolutely completely everything that's going on. And also I was saying it's obviously a journey, like a painful journey, but at the same time I just feel it feels a little bit satisfying because we know the ending of it. Like I was like, it feels like we're living in the future, because though I am reading this and I know what's going on like there, like I'm like, oh my god, this is so frustrating and annoying and that this happened, but at the same time I'm sitting there like it low-key feels a little bit satisfying because we know the ending of this. It feels like I'm living in the future. I don't know if I like made sense at all, but yeah, I'm reading this and I read for I believe 4 hours yesterday. Yeah, 4 hours, because the time that we left on the other day was like 7 hours and 1 minute, but like 7 hours, and we are now at 11 hours and 35 minutes. And yeah, so that means I read for 4 hours and 35 minutes, 4 hours and something minute, and I read 162 pages, like 16 chapters in 4 hours. But I went into this, like I read the synopsis, but I kind of went into it like kind of blind. Like, you know when you read something but you didn't really like fully understand the information that it gives you. So I read the synopsis and I was like, oh, okay. I went to bed, and then yesterday morning I started it and I was just like so consumed by every little word. Like I had just sat there and I'm like, oh my god, like I just want to finish this. Like honestly, I could have finished this yesterday, but I had some things to do. But I was like so captivated by the story, and obviously heartbreaking and all of this, but I just wanted to sit there and just finish absolutely completely every single thing. We are following two sisters, Isabel, and we're following Vienne. I want to say Vienne. It's Vienne. Vienne? I want to say that. I don't know. But we're following V and Isabel, and V is the older sister and Isabel is our younger. The oldest one, she's a teacher, a mother, and then we also follow Isabel. They both play such like opposite like roles in the story, but at the same time you like consumed and you want to know how their story ends. So we have the oldest one, V, who she's like she's a teacher and mother, a wife, and she just wants to like basically take care of her kids. She wants her kid to obviously make it. She lives like in the countryside of Paris, and so she just wants to make sure that her kid is fine. She was waiting for her husband to come home. Hi, my memory card got full. We were talking about 𝐸𝐴𝐵, who is our other sister, and she's kind of like the rebel one. She doesn't follow the rules. She wants to risk her life. She doesn't want friends to like surrender to the Nazis. She's very like ambitious. She's just like, I don't want to sit here. I want to go to war. I want to do this. I want, like, maybe I could be a nurse. Maybe I could drive something. Maybe I could do literally anything than just sit here and not help and all of that. But then the sister is just like, hey, you just have to sit and wait and all of this and all of that. And the thing is, both of their lives are separate, but at the same time you're rooting for both of them because you understand each of the characters like so much. Like, you get why they both are the way that they are. Like, for example, we have V. I'm thinking, if my husband is like in war and I'm at home and I have a kid to obviously take care of, and I'm also a teacher, and also a Nazi like soldier, a Nazi captain moved in, because they could have just did that, but they moved in to her house, and so now she's living in with her daughter, herself, and the Nazi, and obviously 𝐸𝐵 was there too. But it's like, I understand where both are coming from. 𝐸𝐵 was just like, no, you can't stay with us, you can't do this, you can't do that, and it's like, you kind of just have to do it because right now they are invading friends and all of this, and they just can do literally anything that they want to us. But then at the same time, 𝐸𝐵 was just so upset. She's like, oh my god, I hate him. Like, I can't just sit there and have dinner with this guy. I don't want to talk to this guy. I don't want to see him. I don't want to do that. And then you have V, who's just like, obviously do not want to be here with this Nazi person. Like, she doesn't want to like cook and do anything, but it's like, well, like, the stakes are high. I am living here with my kid, and this person can literally do anything they want to do to me, and no one will bat an eye. No one will do anything because right now they do have the power. So I do have to sit here and obviously follow the rules and do what I'm told and all of this. Like, I understand 𝐸𝐵's strength and I understand the strength. They both are fighting for like two different things, but at the same time, they both are strong individually and you're rooting for them individually. But like I said, I am in chapter 16 and I'm going to read more today. Oh, forgot my timer. Yesterday I read for like a good 20 something minute with no timer. Literally, I was so mad at myself. I was like, oh my gosh, how long have I been reading? But I was like, it hasn't been that long. I am so afraid for V. Like, I truly am. Every single time the captain walked in a room that she's in, I'm like, like, I just get so afraid because I just keep thinking something is going to happen, and like, you don't know what to expect. And like I said, no one will bat an eye. No one will do anything if this man decides to be a horrible, well, they are, but like, if this man decide to just hurt her even more that he already has. It's Friday, it's the last day. I'm so upset. I'm really, you know what, I'm over it. I'm honestly over it. This is the thing, I woke up early today. It's Friday. Usually I do that on Friday. I wake up early and I do all my work and I like do my like things that I have to do around the house. I do my laundry on Friday. I deep clean, right? So while I'm sitting here and I'm like doing my laundry, I'm folding my laundry, and every single time I can like sit down and read, I'm like reading, you know, because I'm thinking it's the last day, I have to read. And mind you, I started early in the morning, like really early in the morning, right? And I started in chapter 27 and I'm in chapter 30 at this point. And I'm reading and I'm reading, and I just decided, oh my god, I wonder how long I've been reading, because that chapter was really long. Like, I wonder how long I've been reading. So I pick up my phone and I go, and the timer says 15 hours and something minute, and I was like, I left it, like, that was yesterday time. Like, why is it not working? Like, what's going on? What's happening? And I realized I did not set the timer. I realized I did it. And you know, usually I just let go, because you know, what are you gonna do? But the time the screen reading, I let out because I was so furious at myself, because I'm just like, what do you mean you didn't start the timer, Rosalie? Like, what on earth? Like, I'm so upset. Like, I really, like, I'm not right now. I'm not. I'm just like, really? But like, the later scream that came out of me, and I was just like, bro. And I was like, you know what? I'm just not gonna post this video. I'm not gonna post it because, like, how can I say how much should I realistically read? Like, it's not realistic anymore. Like, I'm like, oh my god. Like, I was so angry, and I just stare at the phone, and I'm like, you joking, right? Like, you absolutely joking. I just know I probably hit the low start twice, and that's why I think it was working, because like it happened the other day, but I saw it quickly. Like, I saw it in a second. I was like, oh, okay, let me just restart. But this time I didn't see it. I just like left the phone. I like exit out of the little like clock app, and I just started reading. But this book, I still am amazed of how much I love it and how much I'm enjoying it. I can say like, wow, I'm so happy that I picked this up, and I can't wait to read more story like this. I can't wait to read more of her writing, right? But there's something that happened in the last chapters that I just read. I knew something like that was going to happen. Like, I expected the thing that just happened to happen, but like earlier in the book I was like, I just knew it's going to happen. However, it didn't happen, right? And it just happened in the last chapters that I just read, the last couple chapters I just read. And when I tell you that broke me, like, even though I thought, I was just like, okay, I know it's going to happen, I know it, even though I was like prepared for it. But you can never prepare for something like that. But even though I tell myself like, just breathe and know that it's going to happen, the intense weight that this thing has on me, I was crying this morning. Like, I was crying. I was like eating my breakfast, tearing up, and I'm like, oh my god, this is so sad. Like, this is so sad. The thing is, like, this is historical fiction, right? But the fact that, like, obviously this is a part of history, it just feels like these like fictional characters are real, and so their emotions and their pain and everything that they went through are real too. And I just feel literally absolutely completely everything. I felt everything. I'm just like crying. I'm like, this just feels real. They feel real. And this is why sometimes I stay away from certain like history book. Like, I stay away from slavery, everything, because I'm like, the moment I start reading this and I get myself to like watch anything that's going to bring me back, or like I have to see certain things, I'm going to just lose it. But yeah, I am currently in chapter 36, and I believe that's like, I have 2 more chapters left. 38, 39 chapters in here, and I'm in chapter 36, and we are now going to start the timer. We're now going to start the timer that we should have started this morning, but it's fine, it's okay, it's good. We're just gonna start it now. So I'm upset, but I'm not gonna dwell on it, because you know, the past is the past, the future is the future. I can learn for next time, because I would want to do this again to actually see how much. But let's see. You see, I think that's what happened. Wait. Okay, I think that's what happened. It's fine. But 15 hours and 50 minutes. I'm going to see how long it's going to take me to finish this book. Oh, I'm so upset. It's fine, whatever. It's okay. It's not okay, but I'm telling myself that it is. It's fine. Wow, I love this and I adore it, and I have nothing to say other than the fact that I love it. It was a hard journey. Like, it was a hard journey. Like, everything that the characters felt and was going through, you felt literally absolutely completely everything, because like I said earlier, this is a part of like history, like humankind history, so you know certain things like that. Like, the World War II happened, so when you were reading this, it was just like so hard not to think that these fictional characters were real, and so you felt everything and you felt their pain and you saw the struggle and you were interested and captivated by their strength, and when they were weak you just felt absolutely completely every emotions in this book. And I think this author did such a remarkable job of just like expressing every single thing. There were moments they were very like just like extremely strong, there were moments where they were weak, there were moments where they were afraid. You felt every single thing. I felt everything. I was just so captivated and hooked on that story the whole time. And like I said, I felt like I was in the future, because I'm like, the ending though, like I was just sitting here like the end, like you're going through so much, but the ending of your struggle, it's absolutely beautiful. Just keep fighting for it. Yeah. Yeah, I highly recommend it. I highly recommend it. This was a 5-star, hands down 5-star. I'm going to get the copy from Target. I need it. I'm going to tell my sister to read it. I cried 3 times reading this book. The last book that made me cry was a fantasy, and I think that was like in February or something, and that's because one of my favorite characters died in that fantasy book, and I didn't know how to hold it, and I was crying. I remember calling my husband and just like crying. And then last year I cried when I was reading a book. It was Introduction for Dancing. Oh my god, that book was so sad. I literally remember the pain that I felt after reading that book. And then now this one. I don't know what I want to do now, because it's 10 to 3. Yeah, 10 to 3. So I'm thinking that like maybe I could like maybe read a like novella or something. But at the same time, I'm just like, I haven't even started editing this video, so maybe I should just like transfer everything and start editing it, or should I try to like read this in like a little novella? And I have the perfect one in mind, so let me go get it. Maybe I could read it. This is what I have. It's called You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight. I wanted to borrow Cinderella is Dead by this author, but my library didn't have it, someone checked it out, so I picked this one up. And it's quite short. It's 228 pages. Last I check, yeah, 228 pages. So I could just read it in 4 hours, and then we can actually wrap up this video tomorrow morning. So it's Saturday and it's 9:39. Oh, 9:40 almost. But I think the last thing I said was that I was going to read You're Not Supposed to Die Tonight. I didn't have the time. Obviously it's Saturday and I'm not editing. Didn't have the time to read this. But I thought before I just wrap up this video, I should just like give you the like wrap up, like how many pages I read for the whole entire week. I had fun adding everything up. But we started this on Saturday, and on Saturday we started this book. I forgot that I read this, but First Light Wins, and we started it on Saturday. And on Saturday I read 44 pages. Sunday, like I said, I didn't read anything. On Monday I picked it back up. I read 73 pages, and then Tuesday I finished it and I read the remaining 221 pages. And then on Wednesday we started the Nightingale, and Wednesday I read 161 pages, and Thursday I read 149, and then I read the remaining 128 Friday, which was yesterday. And so adding all that up, we have 776 pages, meaning I read 776 pages this week. Realistically, that's what I read. I wanted to read more, but realistically, that's how many pages I read this week. And obviously I wanted to count the hours, but obviously we lost. I made one stupid little mistake. It's not realistic, but like with the time that we counted, that means I read all of that in 17 hours and 20 minutes and 49 seconds. But obviously, like I said, we made a very, very stupid mistake. So I didn't really like go on like each day what I had it written down, but I was like, it's not important for me to say because like it's not realistic right now. But that is all for the video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time. God bless you. Stay blessed. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye.